Okay, thought I'd have a little talk about time. It's something that affects all of us throughout our life, for sure. And it's just interesting. I mean, part of the reason, I recently struck 50, so I'm in my 50s now. So, new decade of life, and you start thinking about lots of things. But it gives you a good reference point being older, as opposed to like when you're younger, because, and I won't talk for everybody here, but I can certainly talk from my own perspective that, it's like when it comes to time, you don't realise that it's going to go so quick when you're younger. You think you've got forever. Either that or you just don't worry about it, like getting old and retiring or even death. You just never think about these things. You never give it a second thought. But it does go, and it does go quicker than you think. I mean, there was somebody that told me the other day that like it's 6 years since lockdown now. 6 years. I mean, it can often be that, there'll be things in the news and that, and you'll hear about it, and it'll be like, oh, this happened 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And you just think, my God, has it gone that quick? Where's the time gone? Seriously, it's kind of like, it's almost like you was sleeping or sleepwalking, through life. And then there's these reminders every so often that remind you how quickly time goes. And I mean, even now, as a 50-year-old man, if I think back to when I was 40 or when I was 30 or when I was 20 or when I was a teenager, and you never imagine yourself as that older person. You never imagine yourself getting old. I mean, I certainly, any of those younger ages, especially the, younger end of that, I never imagined myself as a 50-year-old guy. I mean, in reality, you know, when you're younger and that, you don't even know if you're going to get to such ages. But you often do, and it comes quicker than you think, and then you're left kind of thinking, just where did it go? I mean, I consider myself fortunate in some respects because I think I've done a lot of things. There's things that you regret, there's things that you don't regret in life, because it's like the classic saying, innit? You can't live a life without regret. So, yeah, if you've lived a life and you've done things and you've not played it safe, then there is always going to be some things that you regret. The only thing you can really do moving on from that is to just try and do the best you can, to be that better person, to always be a better person, and to make the right decisions, so that hopefully, you look back in life and you think, yeah, I'm glad I did that. Because it's one of those things, it does pass, and it does pass fast. And I've seen lots of elderly people, spoke to lots of elderly people, and there is that common theme where if you don't do things, then you can regret it. But when you get older, especially if you get health issues or anything like that, you can be in that place where that time has passed. You can't go back, you can't do it again, because you're either too old and too incapable, or you may have health issues, or the opportunity just might not be there. Sometimes in life there's an opportunity to do certain things, and if you get that, my advice would be to grab it with both hands, as long as you're not doing any harm or hurting anyone, because the thing is, that opportunity might not come around again. It might be an opportunity to go on holiday somewhere, to visit a certain place, and for whatever reason you don't bother. Whereas if you did bother, you can have a fantastic time, a fantastic memory. Maybe take some pictures, take some video to remember it. And it's something that you and anybody else that you'll go with, you've always got that memory, regardless. And that can't be took away. So I mean, there's certain other things. I mean, even if some things cost money, that's life. The thing is, money comes back, time doesn't. So I mean, I suppose one example that I could use would be like last year. I mean, I've went to Italy as well, but last year I went to Japan, and that's a place I've always wanted to visit. I went there with my son, my teenage son. He'd been there the year before for his 18th birthday, and he went back, but this time he went back with myself, and visited some places like Hiroshima, Miyajima, and Kyoto, all around Tokyo. And it was an amazing experience, and it was one of those things where you have the opportunity to do it, you do it. You either do it or you don't do it. And then, like I said, there's lots of other places. I mean, prior to that year, and this is just one year as an example, but in February of that year, visited Naples, which was interesting, and then on the back of that, we ended up visiting Pompeii as well, which was very, very interesting to see. First time actually seeing a volcano in real life, and it's a very interesting place, because these places, you hear about them, you read about them, but visiting places and seeing them, experiencing them in your own way, because everybody experiences things differently. It's amazing experiences which are not to be undervalued, because that's part of life. You've got to live life. You can't just sit down, save your pennies and do nothing. Well, maybe you can, but then you may get to that point where you might think, I wish I'd done this, I wish I'd done that. And again, I mean, it's different people might think different things, and if you do, please do comment below and let me know what you think. I'd like to hear people's comments on this. If you like this content, by the way, don't forget to give it a like, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you like my channel and my content. It'll certainly help the channel, and I'll appreciate that if you do. Although I don't want to beg for it, but you know, there it is. I have to put it out there. But yeah, I mean, that's my main thoughts on that one. Please, like I said, if you do like this, let me know what you think. I'm always very interested in other people's opinions, because it's easy to be too opinionated. I mean, obviously I've got my experiences, my opinions, but other people have their experiences and their opinions, which I'm always interested to hear. If you have got this far in the video, by the way, thanks for watching, and I think I'll call that for now, but catch you on the next video.